Hi everybody, my client's back and she really wants a classic French inlay. So we're just going to take everything off because, it will just take too much time to remove everything and leave a thin layer. I might as well just build it up from scratch again. And there's also the plus that I need to do a correction on her nails because they tend to grow down. And yeah, that just wouldn't look good, so we've decided to just go ahead and start from scratch. And she doesn't have any lifting, so it's just easy removal. Just take away about 90% of the product, leave 10. And yeah, if it's stuck, it's stuck. You don't need to remove everything. You could if you want to, but I've decided not to and just leave a small portion on there. So now I'm going to remove her cuticle tissue, and with this client I always do it manually. It works just really well for her, and my aim is always not to cause any more damage to nails than I have to. So I'm just removing it gently, not applying a lot of pressure. So if you apply too much pressure, you're going to scrape off some nail layers, which I really don't want. And maybe it's a little bit more time consuming, but this is what works best for this client. So, I am willing to put in that extra effort. So now I'm going to scrub her nail plate, get rid of all that oil and dirt or whatever's still left on the nail plate. Make sure that it's ready for new product application. And once that's done, I'm going to go in with my rubber-based clear. Just going to apply a thin layer and do a full cure. And of course I'm going to extend her nail, but I'm going to use my builder gel to do that because I really want to remove the nail form after I've added some length to the nails, because I'm going to create that French and I need to file the nail bed in shape, and the nail forms will only get in my way, especially when I've got the nail forms on all of the nails, when working on her index and middle finger or whatever, the nail form on her thumb will be in the way and vice versa. So yeah, I just really want to remove that. So I've applied my nail form, make sure that it's a little bit slimmer than her nail is, because I really don't want wide nails. But I've explained that also in my previous video. Yeah, so now I'm just going to extend the nail with my CareforNailz Buildergel Clear. And I'm using this small brush because I just really like working with smaller brush. It makes me feel more in control. So I'm gonna go up to a 5. And the rest of the nails will be like a 4 probably. And now I'm just going to remove the nail form gently by getting under there with this scraper tool. And now it's time to go in with my acrylic gel dark pink. So first I'm going to create the nail bed, and I'm going to create a nail bed extension. Because as always, I really want my French to be like this nice dramatic looking French. And again, I'm using my tiny brush to get it into shape. And I've said it before, but I really don't like working with alcohol when using this product. I just like to work dry. Yeah, there are a lot of benefits with working dry. But yeah, it's not an easy technique to learn. Yeah, you really have to get the hang of it, get the feel on how to apply pressure when creating the nails. So now really focusing on creating this wall. I really don't want any gaps on the sides. I really want everything to be solid, just a solid wall, and it needs to have its shape, of course, because I don't want to do a ton of filing. That would be really hard and not easy to do at all. So I'm just focusing on shape and making sure that the wall is nice and crisp. So I filed her nail bed into shape, and now I'm just going to file the rest of the nail into shape. Yeah, that's a big plus from removing the nail form too. I can already make sure that this is nice and crisp. It will make sure I don't have a lot of filing to do when I've applied all my glitters and stuff and whatever. With the nail form underneath, it's a little bit harder to see where you're at with how thick the nail is and whatever, and how wide and how low, and all that stuff. So yeah, this is really handy. So once I've removed all the dust, I'm gonna go in with my paint gel black, and I'm going to create that black smile line. I'm gonna do it carefully. I'm gonna do it thin because you're not gonna do a lot of filing in those areas, so it needs to be spot on straight away. You could do some corrections later on, adding a little bit of black or whatever. But if there's a gap or whatever, or you bring it up too high, it's going to look really thick and really ugly, and that's something I do not want. So I'm just gonna have to apply this carefully. And in my mind, this always takes ages. It's done pretty quickly, but still, in my mind, doing all 10 of them this way, it just seems to take forever. So I had to remove that little dot because I don't know how low I'm gonna get with filing. I think it will be okay, but I don't know for sure. So I've decided to take away that little dot that I made. And now it's time to do a full cure. So while that's curing, I'm going to take my Buildergel clear, and I'm just going to grab like a big bead of clear, and I'm going to add some lovely glitters in there. I do have to make sure I've got enough. I really don't want to add any more later on with everything covered in glitter and stuff, that would be really bad. So I've got this, when I'm looking at it right now, it looks blue, but it's a lovely dark purple. But it's a chameleon color, so it's got, multiple shifts in it. It's really, really, really pretty. So it's got like blue, purple, gold, but the main color tone is dark purple. So I'm just mixing it because I want my Buildergel to be everywhere around those glitters. That way, I know for sure that everything is going to be encapsulated, but it is, hard for the UV light to penetrate all the way through. So I am going to cure upside down. Once this is fully cured, on top. That way I'm not going to have any issues with uncured product, because you really don't want that. You don't want it on your skin. You don't want to inhale it. You want everything to be fully cured. So right now I'm noticing that there is not enough glitter in here. So I need to add a little bit more. So I'm just going to add it straight away onto the nail, and I'm going to add more glitter in the mix, once I've finished this nail. So I'm just dabbing it on there and just making sure the nail is fully covered. And I really want to get everything high up there in those little spots where the smile line ends. I really want that to be covered, and when I start filing and there is some glitter missing from filing, I will just add a little bit of black, that will look just fine. But I'm hoping that I won't have to, that, just adding the glitter is going to be perfect. Sometimes it's just a little bit hard to work with those glitters, they will stick to your brush, they will stick everywhere. Sometimes they will stick just about everywhere you really don't want it to stick, but just be patient. So I've got this fine glitter. Lovely, lovely pink and purple shift in it. And I'm just going to add it on the sides and in the center. I'm not going to apply it on the entire length of the nail. I'm just going to apply it in a certain spot. And of course, I've noticed that I'm missing a little bit of glitter over there. See, it just really doesn't want to come off my brush. But just persevere. Yeah, so I'm just grabbing some glitter, applying it into the center, because it's just a little bit too purple for my liking. And she showed me a picture of like this galaxy-like inlay. So that's what I'm creating here. And the rest of the nails are going to be, basically the same, except for her ring and middle finger. I'm just going to apply those colors a little bit differently. So this is her ring finger, and I'm just going to apply the dark purple against that smile line, and I'm just going to stop about halfway down the nail. And I really want to create like a ombre effect with pink glitter. I think it will look really, really pretty. So I'm just making sure that I've got some builder gel over the entire length of the nail. So my pink glitter will have something to stick to. And once I'm happy with where the dark purple glitters are at, I'm just going to grab some pink and apply it to the tip of the nail. I can already tell that this will be like really pretty. So now I'm just going to encapsulate the whole thing with my Buildergel Clear. So let's file everything into shape. So today I'm gonna start with my electric file because the nail is basically like in shape. There's not much filing going on, so I'm just gonna start straight ahead with my e-file. First I'm going to thin out the nail bed because I want this nail to be smooth, so I can just take my e-file over the entire length of the nail. Otherwise you're gonna have trouble with filing it neatly. So I'm just going to make sure that everything is already as thin as I can get it. And once that's done, I'm going to take my hand file and, make sure that it's all nice and crisp. And when that's done, I'm going to go ahead and take my buffer, just buff the nail, make sure that it's really smooth and ready for top coat application. Almost done, and I can already tell that they are going to look absolutely beautiful. So I'm really happy again already. I've not even applied my top coat. So I'm using a different buffer as I did the last time, but that's because all my clients have their own nail files. Yeah, so I've got these containers and everybody's sorted by name. So now I'm gonna go in with my Top Gel No Cleanse and see how it turned out. Oh, so pretty. So pretty, and I'm really happy that I've added the pink glitter in the middle of the nail. And I'm really looking forward to see how the ring and middle finger look, but I'm sure they look really pretty. And as always, I'm applying my top coat pretty thick because I really want it to self-level and be as smooth as it can be. So yeah, so I'm working from nail to nail. I'm not doing all of them all at once. It would make such a mess. And hand number 2. Ooh, look at that. So pretty. Always so happy when a French turns out great, You're trying to be great every time, but sometimes, even pros can mess up. And you don't know until you're done with your filing and everything and apply your top coat. But here are the nails. Don't they look pretty? They are so gorgeous, in my opinion. Yeah, really happy how they turned out. I'm trying to adjust the light a little bit so you can really see what's going on. Yeah, such a nice shimmer to them. And the bottom hand gives you the vibe that it's got in real life. So really pretty. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've liked this video and I wish you all a very good day. Goodbye.